Alright guys, Dokkan time. So we're just going to have a really quick video today about World Tournament. World Tournament should be starting in about less than 24 hours from the time of posting and recording for Global. Global is getting the 50th World Tournament. So the 50th World Tournament starts pretty much tomorrow, or today at the time of recording, 6:27, 11:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. There is a slew of units to Awaken and EZA. So we got the Shen, High School Gohan, Mr. Faboo, Super Saiyan Vegeta, LR Yamcha and Poir, and then this really crappy Jackie Chun. I'm going to tell you which ones are worth your time, if you should try to grab dupes if they are available to you through the Hercule tickets, and if you should even EZA them. So we're just going to start off with Mr. Faboo. Yes, this is a big yes. Yes, you should EZA this unit. Yes. Probably one of the single few units that are worth EZAing out of World Tournament in general. You're not using him for his leader skill, but he does greatly raise defense. He lowers the enemy's attack. He's only got attack and defense 120, plus an additional 120 when forming super. You're not using him for damage. He can have an okay damage, but the primary reason that most people are going to be utilizing him is for the last part of his passive, where it's reduce damage received by 50% with 2 or more rainbow key spheres obtained, and then reduce damage received by an additional 10% for each rainbow key sphere obtained. Count starts from the 3rd key sphere. So the only thing that's unfortunate about this is that it requires you to have grabbed 4 rainbow key spheres in order to have hit the 60% damage reduction marker. His defense is not amazing. It's still on a dodge or die status, pretty close to a dodge or die status. It's this 50% right here, and then this extra 10% that you can get that will really, really buff it up. This is still a full dodge unit. I would not give him any crit. There's not really a reason to give him crit, but I will say that a crit build is potentially plausible. He does get attack and defense plus 50% and recovers 3,000 each. Oh, never mind. I take it back. I read that incorrectly. No crit, no crit, no crit, no crit, no crit. Anyways, he's a dodge or die unit. He's a dodge or die unit. Hope that maybe he'll additional every now and again and get a little bit more defense. But yeah. Moving on. Do not EZA this unit. Trash. Absolute garbage. Trash. Please don't. Please don't. There's better Super Saiyan Vegetas to use in the game. Absolutely no reason. This guy's got sub 700k, 600k defense, even on double super. It's really sad. It's really terrible, disappointing. The only time I could ever think of ever using this unit is if you specifically need a STR Super Saiyan Vegeta to go into a fight, and that's the only reason. Other than category boofs, I don't see any reason to do this. He's replaceable. He's a collection piece. Don't waste your medals on him. Next one is High School Gohan. This one's kind of a user choice. I personally don't see any reason to give him the EZA Awakening medals. I think he's past his prime, unfortunately. I would say if this guy had EZA'd last year, then perhaps we could have been, cooking a little bit. Or maybe even if they gave him just a little bit, just a teensy bit more defense. Like if this right here was not attack and defense 58, if it was attack and defense 158%, perhaps it would have been just enough to push it over. But this damage reduction nowadays is just not really enough in 9th anniversary content. It's barely manageable in pre-9th anniversary. He is a support unit, so I mean there is that. And he does lower the enemy's attack by 20% for 2 turns when facing extreme class enemies. So he can be useful in some instances. He does have a stunning chance. But I mean, he doesn't have link partners. He's literally a floating support unit for Super Saiyans at this point. And that's about as far as I would really use him. You could use him on Majin Buu Saga. I have not tried Majin Buu Saga, but he's only going to be 170 on Majin Buu. These are his only 200% leads in the game. So user choice. Personally, I might save mine. Maybe I'll EZA him. I haven't decided fully yet. Next, we have Yamcha and Poir. Yamcha and Poir are probably the best EZA LR as of to date of the making of this video. I highly encourage you to EZA this unit. It will cost you a crap ton of Hercule autograph medals, so keep that in mind. I believe it'll cost you 145. So, I mean, it's going to be quite a bit. Remember, each one of these single medals costs you 3 of those tickets, so it's going to go up quite a bit. Now, obviously, if you don't have a big amount of Dragon Ball Saga units, if you don't have Path to Power Kid Goku or LR or Bulma, maybe you can wait to EZA him, because that's his team. That's his home. His home and his team is on Dragon Ball Saga with all of the support. You could utilize him here with his Intelligence Dodge or Die Yamcha 200% lead. You could definitely do that. But I feel like his home is on Dragon Ball Saga, and if you just don't have either of those units, I just don't think that you would find a place for him. I will say, this is a unit that can hit up to 25 million damage and then triple quad super. So, I mean, he is very good. Can he quad super? Maybe it was only triple. So you got your base super here. Launch additional right here, so that's 2. Performs additional 3 as long as you have a joint forces ally in the same turn. Yeah, so, and then you have your hidden potential. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so you can quad super with this guy potentially. Very unlikely, but it's still possible. I would still probably suggest a crit and then dodge build. You could just, he should start with a little bit of additionals, but I would just highly suggest giving him a little bit more crit and then giving him dodge. He is a dodge or die unit, so dodging is very possibly mandatory for this unit. Go check out my EZA or my how-to build for this guy to really get some more details. Next, we got this Jackie Chan. He's garbage. Trash. Garbage. Pure trash. Absolute garbage. Trash. Throw it in trash. Keep it in trash. Don't touch it. The only reason I'm telling you not to baba it is for collection value. Just keep it for the collection. Keep it for the collection. Let him collect dust. Shen. So Shen is actually very decent. He's actually very good. Unfortunately, his 200% leaders is trapped to literally only one specific unit, and that would be the 23rd World Tournament Goku. Unfortunately, he came out in a time where 23rd World Tournament Goku is not in his prime. I feel like if this unit got his awakening during last year's Golden Week, he would have been utilized so much. That being said, you can still utilize him on that team. You know, just kind of explore it, use him for older content. You might even still have some use in current content. But he is 100% dodge or die. In my testings of him, he does dodge pretty often. So I would say yes, awaken him. This is an awakening. This is an awakening. If you do pull him, don't baba him. You know, don't do that. He's a very good unit. I feel like he's very good. But yeah, definitely awaken this guy. So in conclusion, this guy's trash. Awaken him. EZA. User choice. Entirely up to you if you want to EZA him. Garbage. Do not EZA him. And EZA this unit. So, well, with that all being said, oops. With that all being said, good luck everybody on Global for the 50th World Tournament. And I hope y'all have a good day and a good night.